Okay, so it's a day after I just made that video about like the midway through Trails 3 review, and I kind of wish I did it today instead of yesterday, because I spent, like, immediately after I recorded that video, I spent like 9 to 10 hours playing the game, and so much more happened that I just had to do another part and just tack this on to the end. So I have a theory now that this character is becoming more relevant. I believe Aurelia is the Steel Maiden, or she has some type of connection to the Steel Maiden in some way. But yeah, let's see. What did I miss out on from the time? Okay, so we were spending more time with my students. I think I already said, like, Allie is starting to show more emotion now. She's so cute, dude. So cute. She might even surpass Milliam. I can see that happening. And then Muse and Ash, they joined the squad. We had our first couple of missions with them. I already love them, part of the team. I consider them dear to me already. Ash is my son. He's a scumbag, but, you know, he's just a tsundere, dude. He's just a tsundere, that's all. He's a good kid. And we finally met Sarah again. Sarah and Angelica. Their entrances were cool. It's kind of weird. I don't think I'll be able to romance Sarah in this game, at least, because her relationship thing only has 2. And I think if you have 2, you're not, like, eligible. Which really sucks. You know, like, I'm gonna have to change who I'm interested in. It kind of sucks really bad. I guess that's one of the downsides of it being more focused on my students, because I'm not interested in them, dude. Like, what, are you gonna romance Yuna? Why? What's wrong with you? Don't do that. Come on, guys. Allie? No, don't do that. But yeah, Muse, even when we're fighting, it's funny how, like, at the after credits, like, when you win, she gets all close on you, and then even Ring gets kind of creeped out. He's like, oh, crap, hello. But yeah, she's dirty. She's dirty, dirty, dirty. And then there was the bath scene with all the girls, and then freaking Aurelia and Toa pull up. Aurelia, bro, my God. God. Freaking Aurelia's like, let me teach you how to ensnare a man. And that's the thing, too, with Trails 1 and 2, after what, every 2 chapters, maybe every 2 field studies, you get a nice chance to have a romance scene, right, with the character. Like, especially in Trails 2, when we were at Ymir, we had amazing chances to, like, have the romance scenes. But this game just doesn't give you any at all. 3 is just dry. It's devoid of it. I'm guessing what Aurelia said will come into play later, but, like, dang, dude, there's nothing. But yeah. What else? I love Yuna and Allie's relationship. I think they're just freaking adorable. Oh yeah, and then Eustace and Milliam saved us from these Jaegers. There's purple Jaegers, a new group that we don't know about. And as I predicted, which I don't think I put in the video, but I did predict it on Steam. I, like, posted the screenshot. It was part of Sarah's group. So we have the Steel Maiden after us. Well, she's not after us, but she's, like, watching us. We went to... Hold on. I forgot the name of the city, but we went to Ash's hometown. And dude, that was so goofy. It's like a red light district, right? That's what it's like. And Reen, Angelica, and Sarah, we all snuck out to it to investigate. But the amount of gags was just freaking hilarious, dude. Like, one lady, she was like, oh, hey, handsome, you want an escort? And she was like, oh, I see you already have 2. I was laughing. I was like, dang, bro, that's a low blow. She called Sarah and Angelica my escorts. And then freaking Angelica's hitting on every single woman, dog. Angelica's a player, dog. She's clean with it. But yeah, we found the freaking information broker that sold us out, and we had this freaking goofy Scooby-Doo chase. Bro's like, look over there, a naked woman. Sarah's like, I'm not gonna fall for that. Both Angelica and Reen fell for it. I was like, no shot. I get Angelica. Reen, Ring glanced over like he wasn't interested. And then Angelica was like, I don't see it. That was the most goofy thing I've ever seen in this game, and I loved it. And then, like, we're jumping through buildings and people's houses and apartments and stuff, chasing after them. And then we went back to the couple, and they were like, oh, sorry, excuse me. Angelica's like, ciao, cutie. And then the girl's like, oh. Bro, her freaking sexuality, the switch flipped. My boy was like, what the heck? I got cucked. Definitely, like I just said, one of the funniest scenes in the entire game, without a doubt. And then, while bro's still running around, he's like, oh, I lost them. Claire shows up. Now, I know what I was saying about Claire in the last game, but my opinion on her has recovered fully. Like, at this point, I was just annoyed by her presence because she didn't tell us about Osborne, but we learned her backstory. We went back to the Durflinger after, you know, that whole fiasco. You know, we met the Jaeger King, Leonidas and Zeno, and we played cards against them to get some info. We learned the name of his Divine Knight, which I already forgot. But we went back to the train. I was sneaking around and I heard Claire and Major Michael talking. And at first I thought they were in a relationship, but it turns out they're cousins. Claire gave us her backstory on how her father had a business with Major Michael's father, and you know, they were business partners. Major Michael's father, you know, was doing some sneaky snake stuff and had Claire's father, well, her whole family killed in a car accident. She survived, and Chancellor Osborne explained that that's how she got her insane, like, processing IQ thing from, like, the trauma or the impact. And basically Osborne pushed her to become an Iron Blood and get revenge, or to avenge her family. And she gathered so much overwhelming evidence that all the forces that was on Major Michael's dad's side, they turned on him because they were like, yeah, she got you dead to rights, buddy. And then bro was sentenced to death. And she was like, you know, I think he hates me, his family hates me, because of what I did. And then, you know, Reen's like, I respect you. I'm glad you told me that. And it seems like he's worried about you and he cares for you. So I think he's, you know, kind of moved on from it. And and then Reen's like, you know, we hold you in the highest regard. And I was like, you know what? Claire's not too bad, dude. She's not too bad. And she's like, oh, you're too kind. I was like, dang, Claire's becoming a top waifu. And then when she said that we reminded her of her brother, that's why she hugged us in the second game in Ymir when we were at the pool table. Remember? We played pool with her and she hugged us for no reason. That's why, because we reminded her of her brother. And then she was like, I need to stop looking at you as my brother, though. I was like, ooh, she got the kiss on the cheek. I was like, let's go. Let's go. So, yeah, this scene was just peak.
Thank you for hearing me out. But I think
Tonight is the last time I'll compare you to my brother.
Ooh. Both to him and to the man you've become.
So, yeah, Claire, she's definitely back in the top 5. I'm sorry I treated you bad, Claire. I just needed to know more about your lore. And yeah, she's warmed back up to me. Because I think in the first game, you know, it was that mystery that was like a huge charm. She was very mysterious. And, you know, mysterious ladies, you know, that's one of my my favorites. Like the Steel Maiden right now. I know there's no way you can romance her, but I'm like, dog, yo, she's a baddie. And Aurelia, too. I'd love it if they pulled like a persona, like, you know, with Sumire, how when you you know, when you first meet her, she only has 5 of like the relationship things, the confidants, 5 points, and you think, oh, she's just a minor character, and then it unlocks the rest of it, and you realize, oh, she's a major player. I wish that would happen with Aurelia. How Aurelia only has 2 bonding points. And then maybe if we find out she's like the Steel Maiden or whatever, you know, it unlocks to the full 4 or something, you know, I don't know. That'd be awesome. But yeah, after Claire's, we went and spoke with Sarah, and we got her full backstory, and we learned why she's into the Silver Foxes, because her adopted father and first love, I forgot his name. He was a Jaeger as well. She was inspired by him, and hers didn't hit me as hard as Claire's, probably because hers and Fee's were like very close to like the same. But dude, this is dangerous, man. Like straight up, holy crap. Claire and Sarah are just freaking back to back right now. This is really, really tough. But yeah, with Sarah, she was like, oh, I have the daddy of all fodder complexes, but I'm actually into some younger guys lately. And I was like, ooh, yes, 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 perfect. And then we get the kiss from her too. And I was like, let's go. Let's freaking go. She was like, you're gonna make a real dangerous womanizer. The fact that that is such a cool little thing that this game added, like she knew, like if you do Claire's event before Sarah's, she's like, I don't appreciate being second after Little Miss Major. That's awesome, because I did go back and replay the entire scene, and I went to Sarah first instead of Claire, and didn't get that part. So one of the things that I think I mentioned in like the first game review or the second game, there are so many small changes, like the studio Falcon Nihon, I forgot the name of the studio, Nihon Falcom. Their attention to detail is insane. How tiny things can change based off of what you do. It really does feel like a choices matter, but the game is so big that it's like you just forget that tiny choice you made. So I'm sure there are many, many variations of scenes that I could have seen throughout the first and second game that I didn't notice, but I definitely thought they wouldn't do that in 3. I thought that they would kind of stop doing that, but they continued it. So I do like that. Anyways, I'm going to update it after learning both of their backstories. In first place is still Aurelia. Second, Sharon. Third, Claire. Fourth, Sarah. Fifth, crap. I don't think I have a fifth still. Oh yeah, how could I have forgotten? Duvalie, the wild card. Duvalie's in fifth, the wild card. But yeah, it seems like my top 3 is like ever changing. Sarah dropped down from first to third just because, I'm glad I learned more about her, but I think, like I said before, mysterious waifus are like my favorite. I just like, especially when they're super strong and they're hiding their strength. Shoot, even Muse could be like a 6th. She's like number 6, the hidden one. Because like when we were doing the training with her, she was acting like, oh, I can't shoot the orbital rifle. Oh my god, I suck. And then we helped her, and she was like, oh, I'm just barely good now. Thank you, Reen. And then we leave, and she just freaking one-hand headshots the target. I'm like, oh, okay, dude. All right, I don't know who you are, but you're freaking strong, obviously. But yeah, Aurelia is number 1 simply because I do think she's the Steel Maiden. Definitely think she's living a double life thing. Plus, like when we set off for our destination on the Derflinger, she was like, oh, she listed off the only people who could like keep her entertained or fight her as equals, and like then she was like, for the last version, she was like, and also, and then Major Michael was like, huh? And I was like, no, she definitely means the Steel Maiden. Like, either she is her, or she's related to her somehow. And I can't wait to learn more about the Steel Maiden. And I remember now that the Steel Maiden should be dead, right? Because way back in the first game, when we went to Laura's place, when we went to Legram, we got saved by the Lance Maiden. And I remember that. Don't think I forgot that game. I remember the Lance Maiden saved us from that shadow dude, Nosferatu. And that has still been in my mind ever since the first game. So this theme of people who should be dead still being alive has me very, very curious. I'm very curious here. We got Osborne, Crow, Lance Maiden, Steel Maiden, so many characters who should 100% be dead. Oh, and the Jaeger King, but apparently they're just not dead. So yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on here. I'm sure the Maidens, oh dude, the Maidens. I think right now, I think we will meet the Lance Maiden either towards the end of 3 or in 4. Because this has been a meeting in the making. You don't just get saved by a character and not meet them. But yeah, hope everybody enjoyed the video. I know this, I'm saying this for the second time. I had to tack this onto the end. But yeah, the next time I do a video for this will probably be the actual midway of the game or towards like the end, which I can already see is going to be a long time, boys. Like, seriously, I'm 40 hours in now, and I just finished, what, chapter 2 or 3? Oh, but I love it. I love it so much. I don't care how long this game draws on, because I freaking love it. But yeah, take it easy, y'all.